Who am I? What type of person am I? Why am I here? My major life events have been pieces of what I have come to see as my soul patterns puzzle that are designed to help me answer life's most important questions. For me, the biggest, most important issue has been learning about love, what love is and what love is not. For the first 64 years of my life, I was learning mostly about what love was not. All that began to change in February of 2016 when I took a graduate level course in early political theory and was reintroduced to Plato's Republic. In the history of human thought, this book is one of the great pieces of writing. It has played a major role in shaping the mind of mankind. But it did more, much more than shape my mind. It touched my heart deeply, so deeply that in June of 2016 I retired from teaching to devote myself to understanding what Plato had to say. By August of 2017, I had read the book several times, but was eager to understand it even better. So, when I was invited by the folks running Aaron Sorkin's screenwriting masterclass to create a pilot for a TV series, I seized the day and did just that. I called it Plato's Politeia. By October of 2017, I was in Athens, seeking inspiration for the episodes that would make up the series' first season. It felt like a magical trip from the very beginning, but I had no idea how magical it would become, even after I was present at the right place and the right time to see the Olympic torches touch just before one of them made its ascent to the top of the Acropolis, and just before I followed Socrates down to the port of Piraeus, the setting of Plato's book. When I arrived at my Airbnb lodgings for my final weekend in Greece, in Piraeus, I found this young man waiting there for me. He was a nice young man who helped me get settled into an apartment with this amazing view. Later that night, I was greeted by a lovely full moon. I was in heaven. My heart was bursting with joy. On November 6th, I left Piraeus and returned to Athens for 2 days before flying home. It was there, while sitting on the balcony of my hotel room gazing at the Acropolis, that I received a private message on Facebook from the young man who had hosted my stay in Piraeus. We exchanged pleasantries, and I shared with him how special my stay there had been. He simply responded by posting a red heart. That's when something strange happened. It felt like a bolt of energy traveled from him into my heart. I felt an explosion of love. It took me 3 years to consult an astrologer to ask what was actually happening astrologically to me on this day. Turns out, it was a remarkable occurrence, astrologically speaking. What it said was that on November the 6th of 2017, Venus was at the 29th degree position, the mastery level of love, bringing support for higher love, sacred love, spiritual love into my life. Ever since that day, I have felt connected to that young man telepathically, and to a lesser degree, we have interacted periodically on Facebook. One of the most important lessons I've learned from our interactions of this type is how the spiritual body interfaces with and shapes the personality, lifetime after lifetime. Astrologically speaking, I also learned that this encounter was written in the stars. What it said was that on November the 3rd of 2017, Venus transits into my first house. That indicates the arrival of a male that brings forth angelic, spiritual love into the real world. Now, coincidentally, Gabriel was named after the archangel Gabriel. Gabriel makes God's message understandable and helps us accept it with a pure heart. He is the holy patron saint of writers, storytellers, and teachers. Mysteriously, our interactions have shown me with great clarity what love is in all its many forms. Then in August of last year, I discovered this video and was amazed to discover that what it had to say about love is exactly what I have been learning from the daily telepathic interactions I have with my young Greek friend.